Hello and welcome to day 49 of 365. Tomorrow is 50 days. I cannot believe that it's been gonna be 50 days. I've been doing this for 50 days straight. Isn't that fucking wild? That is so wild to me. So wild. So welcome. If you are here for the first time, my name is Jessica Lozano and I am a women's relationship and feminine embodiment mentor and ceremony facilitator for the for my in-person events. And I help single and taken women have extraordinary relationships with the love of their life. So we will magnetize the one in if you are single by creating the full embodiment of you as a woman. And for women who are in relationships, we take that relationship and break loose any of the little cracks and kinks that are creating complacency, that are creating things in the relationship that are just not feeling right, and get that back up on the upward spiral of love. So today, I want to talk about something that I woke up in the middle, when I woke up today, this was what was playing in my mind. And I'm a little hesitant sometimes to say certain things because I don't know if it's because of probably because of the things that society has saying that it's normal. I guess I'm just scared that I'm going to go and say these things and then there's going to be a lot of rebuttal, because to me it's truth. And I woke up this morning with this on my mind and I wrote it down, and I think I really need to say it. This is the whole reason why I created this, this Facebook Live, 365 days to really activate my voice, my truth. And my speaker's off, right? I'm pretty sure you can hear me. Okay. And that's what I'm here to do. So I'm still fighting something. I've been fighting something for the past few days. So if I'm a little off, that's kind of why. But I woke up this morning and something along the lines of what was said to me and what was repeating in my mind, which I thought was really interesting. I don't know why, because none of this conversation was happening. And it was about why we have created weak men in society. Why does that look funny? Does that look funny to you? Is that the shadow or is that the freaking filter? Whatever. Because I'm totally wearing a filter right now. It's like why we have created weak men. Why we have created weak men in society. And what came through to me in this morning when I woke up was that taking men to feel all the time is what creates weak men. Now hear me out. Follow me here. Men are of the head, right? This is where they live. They are consciousness. They are logos, logic, consciousness. Right? They live up here. This is their domain. This is where they function the best. Women, we are of the body, right? Of the body, the heart, the feelings, the sensation, the eros, right? Eros, right here, circulating energy, sensual energy, feel good, pleasure, all of the things is a woman, right? You see that when we are in our sensuality, when we are in our vibe, we are in our body. And it could look in so many different ways. But if you look at how, let's say, a woman, when she's enjoying herself and being other things, like she's in her body, she's sensual, or she's like playing and laughing and singing, but there is a feeling in her body that is happening. When a man is either like mesmerized by a woman, that's what's happening. She's very much in her body. right? There's a movement to that. There's a sensuality to that. There is a presence within herself, the sensations that are happening in her body. When a man is in his vibe, it is more up here, right? It is like the words that he's speaking, the ways that he's communicating, the way that he has executing something through his mind, right? That is like, and this very more of a stoic, more of a stiffer stance, right? Not as fluid as a woman. And they're penetrating with their eyes, right? When they're in this, like in their zone, right? Strong. So when this doesn't mean that men should not be connected with their heart. They should not be connected with what they feel. I'm not saying that at all. And I'm not saying that women should not be connected with their mind and not be in a, have consciousness or have logic or have, intellectualness or anything like that, right? Absolutely, we both need to have a integration of our mind with our body and of men of mind with their body. However, when women have become up in their mind, we have become over functioning, right? It's thinking too much. It's doing too much. It's over analyzing, overdoing things, right? Anxiousness when women live up in here and not in here. And then the opposite happens. And then when the man is too down here and not enough up here, it's more too emotional, can't do things, passive energy, doesn't have a spine, doesn't know which side to choose, doesn't have that strength and vigor that we want from a man, right? Doesn't take action very fast. It's kind of more like, well, I don't know, maybe, right? So when that happens, we have a shift. And this is what we see in the world right now. We see men that are too much in their emotions, too much feeling. We have women that are too much in their head, too much over functioning, too much overthinking, too much anxiety. And we're like, where are the strong men? Where are the strong men? Well, they have gone too far down into the feelings. Too far down in the feelings. Men are not about that. And I find it so funny. Every time I see somewhere like in a sexual polarity teaching or in a book about something, is like, don't ever ask a man how he's feeling. It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh so much because how often did I want to know? I'm like, how are you feeling? But honestly, how are you feeling? It's like, they're fine. Men don't need to process their emotions with us all the time. Like we need to process our emotions all the time. Men need to have their own little space and time that they're kind of in their head processing by doing something, right? Like playing basketball, playing video games, talking, like just shit talking with the boys type of thing. And then they're fine. They go in their cape and then come out of their cape and then they're fine. And they do that alone, right? And they also do that in their head. They're not like us, right? Ron and I were watching a movie and this girl was like dancing and because she was heartbroken. So she's singing, she's acting all wild, like just expressing herself. And he looks at me, he's like, why do you women do that? I'm like, because it feels so good. Because it feels so good to move it out of our bodies. Because we live in our bodies and we hold a lot in our bodies. That's not saying that men don't hold a lot of things in their bodies. Of course they do, right? Emotions can get trapped in our bodies, but for women, it's a lot different. It's a lot different for us. So we've created a society of where men are too much in their emotions, too much feeling. There's not enough action because they're trying to take too much talking, not enough initiation, which the masculine grows through challenge, not through nurturing the heart. That's the feminine's way of growing. The masculine grows through challenge and initiations. And men have been stuck. We have pulled them too far into their society, has pulled them too far into their hearts, into their feelings, not into their hearts, into their emotions, and not allow men to be great at what they do. Problem solve, think, clarity, sort of truth, action, less feeling and more fucking doing. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be asking my man more about how he feels. I'm asking him more what he thinks. I respect what Ron thinks about something. I respect his immediate instincts, right? We had a conversation today about the house that we're buying, and we went to the walls are textured. They're not smooth like this, right? And my dad's a contractor, and he knew somebody, so he's like, I'm gonna call this guy. So we called this guy. His name is Pedro. He speaks Spanish. Very sweet man. And then I asked one of my clients, and she didn't give me, and then I had already set up the day for Friday to go get this place looked, which, by the way, my realtor is doing this out of his heart. The house is already under contract. Things are moving. Like, technically he doesn't have to help us out here. He can wait until we close for us to start moving things along. But I really want, as soon as we close the next day, to start getting down to business, because we don't want to be living here for much longer. And it'll be less bills for Ron to manage, right? He doesn't have to do the things that the agreement that we have here in this house, and then also pay a mortgage, and plus the lights, and plus all the things that we're going to do, right? So it's smarter. So we go, and one of my clients didn't give me the contact just until that Friday morning. I'm like, well, I'm not going to call him now. He's most likely not available. I was busy anyways. I had clients. I had things to do that morning. So, I meet the guy. Ron has all the questions. I'm like, I know you like to ask a lot of questions, so give me all the questions that you want to ask. Because for me, I'm more about the feeling. I'm more about like, okay, well, how much is it going to cost? How long is it going to take? I don't ask a lot of questions because I'm not about that. I'm very excited. I get into the emotions, and I'm just like, I want to do this, right? And I just go on my feeling. Ron goes more on thinking, logic, processing, right? Which we make a great balance because I'm more of a daredevil, and I want to do things because I lead with my emotions. And I'm also a 3-6 in human design, which means I learn through my mistakes a lot, which means I will go first all the time. I will jump without even knowing what the fuck is down there at the bottom. That's how I live my life. So we're talking, and then like the price was a good price, right? It was like 4.5K for all the walls, plus an extra 1.5 for the ceilings, because the ceilings were just a little textured. Not too bad, thank God. And it's not popcorn, it just has this texture thing. I don't know what the vibe they were going for in the house. But anyways, so six grand. Cool. So I go, I talked to Ron about it. He's like, should we call the other guy, right? And like, I like to talk things out. So we had the conversation yesterday, and then we had the conversation again this morning. And I'm like, babe, I really want to know what you think. Like, I really want to know what you think. He's like, well, I think that going with Pedro would be better because your dad knows him. Your dad's been working with him for 10 years. I don't think your dad would want to do wrong by you. And I think your dad would probably keep him in line, and your dad would go visit the house because he knows him and make sure that they're doing a good job. And because you're his daughter, he's going to make sure he's on top of it. And I'm not sure about this other person. I think this just sounds better. I was like, you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. I was like, I want to know, and I also like, I want to know his instincts, right? His manly, the thinking, intuitive, his instincts. And that's what he felt. I'm like, you know what? You're so right. I was like, let's go with that, because I'm kind of more like, I want to feel everything out first, but I respected his thought process. I respected his opinions. I respected on what he thought. And because the construction world and all of that is more of, that's like, for me, that's like a man's world. It's nothing about decorating or anything like that. That is totally a feeling and a vibe that I want to feel. This is all like, it is a step-by-step process. It is step 1, step 2, and it's money, which I tend to be the kind of person that actually spends a lot of money. I will buy the most expensive thing, and because that's the price, and I will buy for it. I won't even ask to negotiate, because I really respect people's prices, first of all, because I hate it when people try to negotiate with me with my rates. So I respect other people's rates. I feel like that's I have to, like, if I don't like people doing it to me, why would I do it to somebody else? And I just tend to I don't buy things that are on sale, really. I like to buy things that I see that are fully, like, the fresh things that just came in that look really nice and pretty on the stand, right? Because it feels good to me. So we made that decision today, and I really made an intention to ask, I really made it, an intention, or made it a purpose, or was, I think intention was very, I feel like there's another word, not intention. It was very intentional to ask him what he thinks and really respect what he thinks, versus crossing my own feminine whatever. Not saying that my feminine, that my oracle doesn't have any truths to it either. Like we talked about it. There's some things that I brought up that made sense too. But there was something about me asking him what he thinks and not what he feels, where I really felt Ron's strength. Do you get what I'm saying here? I felt his strength. I felt his consciousness. I felt that he felt that I respected what he thought. And I didn't want to just override him for anything, right? Well, no, but I want to go meet this person and I want to do that, which for whatever reason. And we came to a conclusion a lot faster without needing to run to create another situation, to have the realtor go out of their way so that we can take this other guy that's a possible candidate or talk to him first on the phone, right? We close a lot of extra stuff by me asking Ron what he thinks and me respecting that masculine logos. And I was honest with him. I was really vulnerable. I'm like, I'm really scared to make a mistake here. I'm really scared to make a mistake. This is not my energy. This is not my round. I came with my feelings. Like, I don't want to overspend. I was like, I like to spend a lot. Like, I will spend all the money. I will spend all the money. And I'm scared that I'm going to do that. And I want to respect our money. So I really respect what you have to say and what you think. That changed everything. It alchemized any parts of me that wanted to, like, there's any kind of wounded parts of me that wanted to bulldoze, to just take leadership, just to take ownership, instead come together as a team and respect what he thinks. This creates strong men by keeping them where they belong, integrating their heart, integrating their feminine, and integrating their own feminine is not the same way that we integrate our feminine. It's not. They have to be able just to hold a strong space for their emotions on their own. They can do that on their own. Can they lean on can they be with us and be vulnerable with us? Yes. Of course they can. But we can't make them our girlfriend, because they're not our girlfriend. We don't want a girlfriend. We want a man. So we need to respect the strengths of the man and not force them to always be like, what are you feeling today? They're feeling fine. And most of the time they will tell you, I'm fine. Oh my God, when Ron and I first started dating, not first started dating, the first couple years, especially when I moved in with him, on our like 1 year and 3 month anniversary, going into our second year, I would ask him, well, how was work today? And he would always say good. I was like, okay. And after a while, I'm like, is there any other words you would like to add? Any other, to express a different vocabulary of what your day was like? So like, there are things that I've helped, like that we can invite them into playing with emotions, of like, okay, what was your day like? What did you do? Right. To help him open up more. But they don't have to live there. We don't want them to live there, because that makes them soft and makes them weak. We don't want a limp cock. We want a nice hard cock, because that's what turns us on. And we have to let go of this over-functioning, hyper control, and always asking them what they feel. Ask them what they think and really respect that. It will go a long way. So that's what I want to share with you today. Men really feel loved when they are respected. They really do. Men have hierarchy. That's how the masculine operates. Women have more of the circle, right? There is no hierarchy, which is why we like to come together. We like to talk a lot, because we are in our emotions. So when a man listens to us and asks us how we're feeling and lets us talk and nurtures us in that way and worships us, it feels good to us. And when we respect them, that feels good to them. That feels like, wow, I'm inspired to give back to my woman. I'm inspired to continue to lead. I'm inspired to continue to provide. I'm inspired to continue to do this. And it just continues to alchemize that energy within him, versus this resentful energy that a lot of women can have towards men because they become soft. So, and I actually talked a little bit about this in my summit interview in the Girl Talk Summit with Sarah Jo, and how this needs to be reversed. This is why some women have partners that they feel like they have like a child, like a teenager or like a man child next to them. And it's part we have to take responsibility on our side and realize that we've didn't necessarily respect their thoughts and their opinions, and then just decided to override them because of wounding, because of past experiences where the masculine wasn't there for us when we needed to be. And when we come in relationship, we are here to heal those and to create better experiences for ourselves and with our partner. So that's all I have to say for today. So my invitation for you is to start asking your partner what they think versus what they feel. And when they tell you what they think, lean into it with respect. Lean into it with like, okay, let me really, if I respect my man, how would I process this? How would I respond to this? And when you ask him what he thinks, go in it with respect. Go in it with, I want to respect what he has to say. Because I'm sure there are some really good things that he has to say. Does it mean that he's always right in his opinion and what he's thinking? No. It's just like, as you're not always right in what you're feeling, right? So it's a conversation that you have, a dialogue that you have to come to a conclusion together. And I'm pretty sure it's going to end up better than what you thought, or at least even better than how they used to be before, and probably cut down time, all the beautiful things. So do that and let me know how that goes. So that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow for the day 50. Ooh, so excited. And I have my Sex Priestess Mistress Mind on pre-sale until June 10th. So pre-sale means you really don't get a lot of details. I'm giving you the essence of what it is, and you get a really awesome price for it because you just know that this is what you really desire and you're like, oof, yes, I want this. So this is for the woman who is seeking to connect to the depths of her erotic pleasure. She is a woman who wants to spiritually connect with her feminine body and to have transcendental sexual experiences with God and her man, the love of her life. She wants to have like spiritual orgasms, transcendental, where it takes you to another realm. And it's really going to be anchored around, it's not anchored, but one of the roots of where this is, it's getting to release the shame that has been built up around sexuality through societal conditioning and programming, as well as your own experiences with your body. And that shame doesn't allow you to really expand into deeper pleasure and really caps your capacity to want sex, to orgasm, to juicy sensuality, and to really going to the depths of your like eroticism, to the depths of your fantasies, to the depths of what is the depths of pleasure that you can actually experience, and to really enjoy and be fulfilled in your sexual life. Because I think women have not allowed themselves to be sexually fulfilled because they think that, oh yeah, only men are sexually fulfilled, not I. Or, gosh, I don't understand the women who have crazy sex and whatever. Like, that's not a desire of mine because that's just not even possible for me because it's just not who I am. Actually, it's something that's, you can have that. And it's not hard to have that. And you don't need to love it like she loves it, but you can definitely have a fulfilling sex life. And that's so important for the health of your own relationship with your body, for the health of your relationship, and how alive you feel as a woman. And that fucking matters. It so matters because when you're not alive, it means there's a part of you that you have shoved down in a corner, and you're not really, it's like cutting off a part of you. You're not fully integrated. So this is what Sex Priestess is going to be about. I'm so excited about it. And it's $4.99 right now. It's 6 weeks. It starts in mid to late June. And what else? Yeah, so it's $4.99. It includes dripping pleasure, and you also payment plans. I'm like, what am I trying to say? Payment plans. There's also 3-month payment plans, which I believe, don't quote me on this, is around like $199 for 3 months coming out. And we have live Zoom calls and also a Telegram support in that. So if you're interested in Sex Priestess, let me know and we'll talk more about it. And I will see you tomorrow for day 50. Bye.